Alright guys, so it's been quite a while since I've done a proper video. Sorry about that. If you don't know why, check out my social media and also a community post I did about it. But most of you probably already do. Getting that out of the way, let's get down into this. So as you probably already know, the 11.11 sale's coming up pretty soon. So I thought I'd get a video out in advance of that. It's going to have some watches that I've got in for review already, others that I've got coming in, and also just some interesting pieces I've got my eye on. So I've got a bit of a mixture here. Hopefully you'll find some interesting stuff you've not seen before. Or at least you won't have seen all of these before, hopefully, anyway. That's what I always try and do with these videos. Don't want to just pump out the same ones that you see on every channel and that you see in every one of these videos. So, first up, we've got this Octopus Kraken. This is one I've actually got in for review already. So I'm hoping to get this video done before the sale. And the one I've got is this blue one here. But they also do it in black and also a salmon. So you get it with the PT5000 or the SW200. But obviously the price does jump up significantly with that. So I'd be going for the PT5000 personally. I just don't see the point of going with the SW200 in a Chinese watch. But let me know what you think. So I think there's actually a video on this one. So I might be able to show you. And you can see, they do look pretty nice. It's been a while since I've checked out a watch from these. But so far, I've been pretty impressed with it. The only thing that's really lacking is an on-the-fly adjustable clasp. But other than that, I think it's a pretty good watch. So quickly show you some of the specs. So you can see we've got stainless steel, as you'd expect, sapphire crystal, enamel dial, BGW9X1, and then there's a better look at the actual specs in terms of the dimensions. So pretty nice dimensions overall. I do like the bezel on this. It's a really nice design, something a little bit different, and it's actually got a decent amount of lume as well, considering how small the surface area is they're working with. So the next one up is something a little bit different, and this is this one from Thorn. So I recently checked out my first Thorn watch. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link to that up in the top and down in the description if you want to check that out. But I just thought this one looked pretty cool with that half and half dial, especially when it's loomed as well. It's a really cool effect. Got a really nice dome crystal on here as well, which you guys already know I love. Case is on the thicker side, but it is a nice sandblasted or bead-blasted one. So if we scroll down to the specs, this is where it gets a little bit odd. So it says it's an NH34 movement, but I'm not entirely sure if that is actually true. As you saw, there isn't a GMT hand on it, but then it has this bit down here. So that could be a mistake in the listing. I'm not entirely sure. If you are interested in this one, I suggest contacting the store and asking them directly. Otherwise, we've got pretty nice dimensions though. As I said, thickness is a little on the chunky side, and I just think it's a really cool looking piece. So next up, we've got this one from Proxima. So this is fairly similar to a previous one I've reviewed, which is one of my favourite watches in my collection still, and definitely my favourite Proxima, but this is a slight variation on that. So you can see, we've got that aventurine dial there. It's got a really cool lume profile as well, and I just love this case shape. They've tweaked a few little things since I got that other one. Wears so nicely on wrist. And again, you've got a choice of movements, but again, the SW200 does jump up a lot, so I'd be sticking with the PT5000. And then if we're going to scroll down, take a look at the specs. So, as you can see, really nice dimensions here. Sapphire crystal as well, the aventurine dial as I mentioned, BGW9, 200 meter water resistance, but again, you can see that really cool aventurine dial. And again, that really nice design on the crown on the logo. I thought it would be an on-the-fly adjustable one, because I'm pretty sure the one I've got on mine is. So that is a bit unusual. But they do actually sell them separately if you did want to upgrade it, and that would fit that watch perfectly, because it is the same as the one that I've got, in basically a different colour. But that is a bit of an odd choice. And then we've got another similar Proxima here, with one pretty cool design touch. Some might think it's a bit silly, I'm still undecided. It's definitely something that's going to be a conversation starter. So you can see, it is that calendar function. So it's essentially the same watch as the previous one, just with that different design on the dial. So you can see we've got the days, but they've got like a little picture next to them as well. So a bit of fun. Again, it might not be for everyone, but if you want something a little bit different, and you want to have a bit of fun with your watch, this might be for you. But they have a couple of different dial colours as well, the red one or the blue one. Sorry, green, more of a turquoise I'd say. This will be the same dimensions as the previous one. Again, we've got that same design on the crown. Decent lume, not fully lumed bezel like the previous one though. Oh, here we go. So here's a nice close-up of it. So you can see you've got the Saturday and Sunday kind of lounging around. So next up, we've got this Militado. This is another one I've actually got coming in for review. Should be here hopefully before the sale starts. and it is a pretty smart looking piece. I've been really impressed with the Militados I've checked out so far, especially given the price they charge. I think they're really good value for money. So I haven't actually gone for this Photina version, I've gone for the plain one, because they do have a few different colours. So this is the one I'm getting in, because I just preferred that, especially when it comes to the loom. I think the Photina may be a bit weak, but again, they have different colours too. And obviously the different handsets as well, depending on which one you go for. But for the price, I think it's really impressive. So you can see you've got the VH31, so you get that smooth sweeping quartz movement, domed sapphire crystal. Yeah, so C3 with the loom, 100 meter water resistance, and nice dimensions as well. Again, as I say, for the price, I think it's a really good package. Next up, we've got some interesting pieces here. So I know not everyone's keen on this kind of style of watch with the square cases, but I really like them. And this one from Hruodland, which I've checked out a few watches from before, I'm really liking the look of this. Might pick one of these up myself. Fairly minimalist. Do like the font on that. And again, got a few different colours you can go for, different dial designs. Do quite like that blue one as well. I'm quite liking this strap as well. I think it suits the watch perfectly. It's just a really elegant, minimalist looking piece, I think. And I do like these lugs as well. Definitely got that vintage vibe going on with this one. Perhaps would have been nice to see a signed crown, but otherwise the detailing on it looks really nice, as does the case finishing. So it's definitely one I've got my eye on. I'm not overly keen on this one myself. Definitely prefer the other ones, but if you like that, you've got a different few choices. So got another Rotland coming up next, and that's this one. So I've actually got this in, well, coming in for review. Again, I'm hoping to get something out before the sale starts, and this is the one I've actually got, the fully loomed dial. But if you're not keen on that, they have a more traditional one. But we have got the Photina on there. And I do like these straps as well. So you've got that rivet style strap with the stitching. In terms of specs, got some pretty nice specs. So as you'd expect with a pilot style watch, it's on the larger side, but not overly so I don't think. And that thickness is still pretty good. And again, we've got the PT5000. No choice of the SW200 with this one, but for a PT5000, I think that's a fantastic price, at least at the moment. Obviously that will change. During the sale it might be even less, but you never know. This could be the best price right now. So some close-ups of the different styles. Looks like we have actually got the model number on the side there, I think. And it doesn't actually have the brand name on the dial, which I know is going to be a bonus for some people, because it is a slightly unusual one. Something I'm a little bit worried about is these lugs. They do seem very flat and straight, so that might cause it to wear slightly larger on wrist maybe, but I'll see when I get it in. As you can see, they are very flat. No curvature to them whatsoever, but otherwise, I think it looks like a really nice overall package. And there's the Photina one as well. So if you do like this style, you should be able to find one you do like between all these. Next up, got this Cadisen. So I thought this looked interesting for one reason in particular, and that was the dial. So it actually says it's a meteorite dial on here. So let's take a quick look at the video, see if we can see it in a bit more detail. And I think it does look like a pretty nice overall package as well. The case finishing looks really nice, and I'm liking those applied indices too. The loom, at least in this video, is looking pretty impressive as well. I've not checked out a Cadisen for a while, but each time they do seem to be stepping things up. And I just think this is the best looking one they've done for a while. Do appreciate that date down at the 6 as well myself. Like the symmetry that gives. So a couple of different dial colours. You've got the blue one, and we've also got sapphire crystal as well, which is good to see, especially for this price. Take a scroll down, see if we've got any more interesting stuff down here. So we've got the NH35, only 100 meter water resistance, but should be enough. In terms of the dimensions, nice compact lug to lug there. Thickness on the slightly larger side, but not overly so. Not a great deal of micro adjust on that clasp though. That could be a possible issue maybe. But I do really like this dial. And the depth they've got going on with the applied indices and the depth of the different layers. As I say, I just think it's a really smart looking piece. Okay, meteorite pattern. So it's not actually a meteorite dial. At least I don't think so, based on that. Which would make sense given the price. Overall, as I say, I think it's still an interesting looking piece. And there's some pictures of the silver one as well. So next, this one could be a little bit controversial, because I did a community post on this one a while back, and some people seem to be a bit funny about it, and that's because I think it is an homage of a micro brand, Brew in particular, which I wasn't aware of when I actually first spotted this one. I just thought it was that kind of style, but I thought I'd include it because I do still think it is an interesting one. So this is from a brand I've not checked out before, Daniel Gorman, and we've got a video here, so check that out. So it's definitely got that retro vibe going on with this one. So it doesn't look the best quality, I'm going to be honest. Some things like the finishing look a touch on the rough side. As I say, I've not checked out the brand before. This is my first experience of actually seeing them, and I don't have hands-on experience obviously, so it might not be the best. So if you do want to pick one of these up, just make sure you check out a review before you do, so you can see what it's actually like, because I can't vouch for that either way. So you've only got 50 meter water resistance. Nice dimensions though, the NH35. What else have we got? So we've got sapphire crystal, that is good. And that really nice bracelet style. So it's only a butterfly clasp, which again, could be an issue in terms of sizing. A little bit of a wild card I've chucked in there. But next up, this one's probably going to be a bit more appealing to most people, and that's from Addys Dive. So as you all know, Addys Dive do some really impressive watches for really good money, and this one's no exception. So we've got a few different colours here. Got the white one, the night sky grey they're calling, and this really nice mint green one. If I was getting one of these, this is the one I'd be going for. I just love that dial colour. So we've got quartz movement, which you'd expect. It's the VH31 though, so it's got that almost smooth sweep for mechanical, but with the benefit of it being quartz. Stainless steel, nice dimensions, 19mm lug width, isn't ideal. You might be able to work with it depending on the strap you're using. It's only mineral crystal, which is a bit unfortunate, no sapphire, but again, for the price, you can understand why. We have actually got BGW9 lume apparently, 100 meter water resistance too. So when it comes to the lume, as you can see, because we've got really thin hands and pretty thin indices, there's probably not going to be a lot on there, so it might not be the best, but that being said, Addys Dive do tend to be pretty good with lume, so it'd be interesting to see what this one is actually like. So if you're after a really nice elegant looking dress watch, perhaps this is going to be the one for you. Now we're zoomed down on this, the detailing on the dial does look really nicely done. You can see we've got a slight blue tinge to that AR on the crystal, which might put some people off. They're still using that standard Addys Dive logo on the clasp and case back though, which I would prefer to see just that script text or possibly even some different logo for the dressier watches, because this is a little bit odd on a dress watch. But overall, I don't really think you can beat Addys Dive in terms of value for money. Hopefully you've found some interesting stuff on here, guys. And as I say, some of these I'm going to be reviewing soon, hopefully before the sale, or at least during. And if you're interested in any of these, links are going to be down in the description for all of them. Once I get the reviews done for the ones that I've got in, I'll include those in there as well. But that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.